Again, Erev Shabbos, Parshas Vayeitzei. Yankov Avinu went past the Har HaBayis this week. Imagine he hopped on the 3 bus, he missed the stop at the Kaisel, and now he's like, oh, I would have only known that I walked by Har Maria, the place. Other Mauritian was there. That's where Shivashem Ve'ever, okay, that's Yitzchak, that's the Soda that Yitzchak was davening in. I mean, that's where it's at, even before the Beis HaMikdash. But it's a Makam HaMikdash. He said, if only I would have known. So the Rebbeinu Shalom brings the Makam HaMikdash. He brings Har Maria over to where Yaakov was on his journeys. And Vayol and Shom. He went to sleep right there. Chazal tell us he went to sleep in the Kodesh Kadoshim. I don't know, in the Beis HaMikdash. The Makam HaMikdash. This fast time has a very fascinating Vort. He brings down the Chazal that the Rebbeinu Shalom folded up the entire Eretz Yisrael and put it under where Yaakov was sleeping. So Yaakov wasn't just sleeping in the Beis HaMikdash. The whole world was under him. And Sfas Hama says, what kind of a funny... What's the point? What's the message that we're supposed to be taking from this? So he says like this. Sometimes people show up at the Kaisel, or they daven by Kvarim, or even they go to shul, and you connect. You connect. You go to a shir and you hear, Shmaka Torah, and you're like, whoa, this is like, you just connect to the MS of the Rebbeinu Shalom, of his Torah, the Tefillah. Sometimes you connect. You have a really good davening. You feel it. That inspiration. Sfas Hama says, it can't just be that when I'm only connected to Hashem when I'm standing with my hand up against the Kosel Maravi in my spot, in that moment, that picture perfect. Nah, it has to be wherever you go. The Rebbeinu Shalom stuffed the entire world, the whole Eretz Yisrael, into that one place where Yaakov was, so that wherever he goes, wherever we go, we can carry the Makam HaMikdash with us. We don't even need to get on a bus. Right now, wherever we are in the whole world, in the middle of Bangkok and Japan and Singapore and Milwaukee, wherever, I don't know, it's a funny list of places, but wherever you are, Portugal, you can now be connected to the Makam HaMikdash. That's the koyach that the Rebbeinu Shalom gave to Yaakov, to all of Klal Yisrael. We can take that Kedusha, wherever we are, and connect to the Makam HaMikdash, connect to that place where we feel Hashem. We have to be able to keep that focus. Rabbi Yosef had that power. He had the clarity and the fire that a Rav needs to be able to have. He had death threats against him when he was standing up for Torah, for kashrus. Someone once asked him, "Whoa, what's your schus? How are you zeicha to have your Torah, blasted across the globe? Everyone was mechaber Meran." He says, the Rabbi answered, it went from 6 to 600,000. Interesting answer. What do you mean by that? So Rabbi explained that before he was, maybe before he was a big gadol, but he was already Marno Yosef in Eretz Yisrael. He had a radio show. In America, you call and you could speak to some guy about sports and politics. In Eretz Yisrael, you're able to call up and ask about Yosef your shaylas. And the product of those radio shows is a Sefer Yabia Omer. An incredible Sefer, entirely composed on the fly, of questions that came in live on the air. And every year in Eretz Yisrael, there's a totally irreligious program that rewards one book every year. A shout out, this is like a, New York Times bestseller Kilu, and they have a reward ceremony for this year's book. One year, they had a big schus, and they chose Rav Vadia's Sefer the Abi Omer that came out that year, and they said that was the book of the year. That was the Sefer of the year. And they invited Rav Vadia Yosef to come get his prize in this stadium by this award event. So Rav Vadia said, you know what time is it? I have a schedule. So they said it's called for 7 o'clock. He said, that could be an issue. I give a shir to Balabantim. You see, even Rabbi Vadia Yosef, Peshita, anyone who wants to learn Torah, nothing. No one is too good to teach Torah. He said yes to everyone and everything. He had 6 balabatim who used to give a shiur to every day. And Vayeitzei said, look, they're showing up, I need to show up. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give the shiur from 6 to 7, across the street from the stadium. And then at 7, I'll come to your event. Beseder Gamor. He gave the shiur like nothing was happening. Like a regular day. Same shiur, same teichen, same geschmack. At exactly 7 o'clock, he says, the shiur is over. And this shmeiger from across the street, running the programming for the event, comes running in, and with a shtick chutzpah, he says, Rabbi, you're late, let's go. This is enough for the games. And Vayeitzei said, look, he understood that he represented Torah, represented the Bnei Shleilim, Rabbanos. And he said, it's not how you talk to Talmid Chacham. And Vayeitzei said, you know what? I'm going to daven mincha first. And he said, I'll show up after mincha. So 7 o'clock he went to daven mincha. And then after mincha, he meandered in to their event. He shows up over there, and the guy offers him a cash prize for this year's book award. But he did it in a very chutzpah way. He wasn't being mechaber the Torah. And Vayeitzei said, you could keep your prize. No, thank you. Ooh. It was the same event that Golda Meir, the prime minister, held out her hand to Vayeitzei, and he refused it. Yeah. Very, very fiery. What a night. The kitzur, it was only later on in the event, after they announced the sefer and after they announced tremendous gratitude, and this guy comes back with a little bit more anova, and he says, but kavod arav, it would really mean a lot to us if you would accept our gift and appreciation for the contribution you're making to Klal Yisrael. And they said, okay, Beseder, thank you, and he accepted their prize. And Vayeitzei said it was b'schus those 6 Jews that he was able to reach 600,000 Jews, all of Klal Yisrael. It's the clarity that Yaakov Avinu was given that night to be able to be standing in the presence of their Bnei Shleilim, no matter where you are, no matter what the situation, no matter what reward they're showering upon you. Everywhere is the Makam HaMakdash. When you're living like Yaakov lived. That's matana that we have from Hashem that we can click into. We're always with Hashem. Hashem is here, Hashem is there. Hashem is truly everywhere. And it's that betachan that carries us through the ages. We're bizaycha to feel that, to live by that, and bizaycha to the Gula Shlema Be'er of Yameinu. Amen. B'chovam Batchu Vayeitzei Batchu Fatfalteimo B'chovam Batchu Vayeitzei Batchu Fatfalteimo Aylecha Zoaku V'nimlatu B'chovam Batchu V'loi Vayishu Aylecha Zoaku V'nimlatu B'chovam Batchu V'loi Vayishu Da-da-da-da-da-da-da Ha-da-da Ha-da-da-da Da-da-da-da-da-da Ha-da-da-da-da-da Good Shabbos.